So a key question, of course, is how do these compare with the older systems, the other power boxes that we've had out there, and many of our customers have had great service from over the years. So, of course, we'll be moving up from the Power 7 systems. I think most customers have got off those already. They are no longer supported, and therefore they are key workloads you want to get off, but they're quite a long way behind the Power 10s. Again, we can talk to the technical versions of how you move the workloads forward, but most customers are moved on from there. I think what will be very interesting is a lot of customers are happily running on the Power 8 systems, and of course we have customers running on the Power 9s as well. So what happens with these new versions, the new E1080, is that obviously we have, in many cases, more of what you had before. So physically, they're going to be the same physical kind of size as the Power 9s and also the E880s that came before that. So you've got the building blocks in the nodes very similar. Physically, same sort of size. Also the same numbers of sockets worth of computing power that goes into each one of these. We're going to stick to the same kind of building blocks in that world. What does change is we're bringing in more cores to each one of those sockets, and each one of those cores is considerably faster. So to give you some kind of idea, after all, a 2-node E1080 will actually be faster than any Power 8 box we ever released. So the Power 8 box has gone all the way up to 4 nodes, and the 2 nodes of a Power 10 can already do everything that those boxes can straight out the bat. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be announcing initially those 2-node E1080s, and that will be big enough to handle any Power 8 workload that was out there at all. Power 9 systems, as I say, they're more powerful than those. We continue to be able to do what is frankly very difficult in the industry, to be able to continue to give you increased performance per processor core, and of course that translates directly into software savings. The faster a thing that can go, the cheaper your software can run, because I need fewer processors to run it. One of the things that works in this space is energy. I think we might talk a bit more about that later on, but we're able actually to be able to deliver more performance. With the E1080 you can potentially get up to 50% more scalability, more headroom in an E1080 than you could with a Power 9 system, but actually using less energy with all that compute power at the same time. Very important to customers is sustainability these days, and we can talk a bit more about that later on. We're able to put in the same sort of amounts of memory, great big 64 terabyte kind of scales of memory into these big E1080s, but what we can also do compared to the older boxes is we can access that really fast. The bandwidth that we can actually achieve for the memory is significantly larger than we were ever able to do before. That's great for things like in-memory databases. So if you've got SAP HANA, if you may be using the in-memory version of DB2, Oracle's got in-memory as well, all of that will be able to move blisteringly fast inside the E1080 because the bandwidth is so very large. Lots of cool things we're doing with the memory there. We can use the latest memory technologies. We can actually also have it able to put in new memory technologies as they become available. The server is designed to be able to use those as we move forward as well. So huge bandwidth, able to use new memory as we move forward in all that kind of space. Similarly, on the I/O side, we're able to go all the way up to using the very latest generation of the I/O adapters, the things we refer to as PCI Gen 5. That means we're future-proofed. We know we can add cool things in as they come forward in the future. They don't necessarily have to be available right now, and we can use the various kind of technologies we have to be able to connect to move forward, but we're ready to be able to make use of these technologies as we move forward into the future.